Voracious, 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 voracious. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back to the Voracious Podcast, everybody. I'm glad you're here to join us today. I want to talk about today, this is too good to not talk about, but the whole Charlie Kirk memorial service, the whole Charlie Kirk thing in as a whole is quite an amazing thing that I have witnessed and that many of us have witnessed. The memorial the other day was just, it was unlike anything I've ever seen. And, it was historic. It's an historical event. It was that monumental. I mean, when you, by the age of 31, have made such an impact on the world that the President of the United States blocks off his calendar, the Vice President of the United States blocks off his calendar and says, we're going to this man's funeral or his memorial, you've made an impact, and it is a historical impact. Now, there have been many people, there have even been people that have attacked me over standing for what Charlie stood for. And, you know, it is what it is. There's always people that are going to hate what you do. There are people who hate what I do on here. However, I haven't gotten any death threats yet, so I must not be that controversial or just not that popular. Anyway, so the memorial service, the president, the vice president, Elon Musk, a whole list of dignitaries, people that were there, an entire pipe band. I mean, it was incredible to watch. A whole lineup of superstar worship leaders. It was incredible, and I think we all can agree on that. I want to kind of I want to zoom out a little bit from what this is. It's focused, everybody's focused on Charlie, which is good. You should be. It happened to him. His family are going through this thing, and it's awful for them. But if you zoom out a little bit, I cannot express enough how much of an example of Christianity that this whole thing has been to watch unfold. So you have a man who was martyred, okay, dead instantly, pretty much. Didn't suffer, thank God. He's martyred, and then the people that flood in support of his family and his mission and his voice, all of the shirts that are saying, I am Charlie Kirk, people are saying now there's 1 million Charlie Kirks, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong. It exploded. His message has gone mega viral. I don't even know if there's a bigger ultra viral. His message has gone beyond the borders of America. It's hit the UK. There are literally millions of people that have now heard the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ via Charlie Kirk. And that is intense. That is so wild how one man's death like this has affected literally millions of people. Over 100,000 people showed up to this man's memorial. And like I already mentioned, the dignitaries that were involved that blocked off their calendars and said, no, we're going to this. We're going to go honor this man and his legacy and what he stood for. Unheard of. That doesn't happen. Anybody you think of that has fame, the president's not coming to their funeral, okay? If Taylor Swift dies today, the president's not making an appearance at Taylor Swift's funeral, no matter how popular she is, because her impact doesn't stand for anything. Her impact is just to make dollars, to make the record company make dollars. And that's so, it just goes to show that it's so worthless. If you can understand how worthless of a legacy that is, just to be famous, to make dollars is lame. Okay. Charlie literally affected souls. He affected people. That's why they took him out, because his voice was being not only heard, but his voice was being listened to. And it was having an impact with this college age generation. And somebody didn't like that a lot. And that's crazy. But I want to get back to the example of being a Christian, his whole legacy in life. But if you look at the turnout he had for that memorial service, if you compare it, and so I need you to not judge me here. I need you to not hear something I'm not saying. I'm not comparing Charlie Kirk to Jesus Christ. I'm comparing the idea of what happened. Okay. Jesus had a whole different mission. He was sent to die, to pay the price for us, for Charlie, to make it into heaven, to be saved. Okay. But Charlie died for what he stood up for and what he believed in. And Jesus Christ was at the top of that list, and he was martyred for it. And just like when Jesus died and rose again, the message spread like wildfire, okay? And that's exactly what we've seen in Charlie Kirk's martyrdom, is that the message has just spread in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is all that it's been, roughly, and from the date of this recording. And you have seen Charlie Kirk. You have seen almost nothing else online except for people celebrating his death, which is demonic. People celebrating the death of somebody, the murder of somebody, is absolutely demonic. So if you want to see what a demon looks like possessing a person, just look up one of the videos of somebody celebrating his death, and then that's what that looks like. And it's pretty horrible. But that doesn't really even matter, because his message has spread so far. And it's akin to the gospel message, the message that Jesus brought, the same message that Charlie brought, and their deaths created a spark of wildfire that spread like nothing I've ever seen. The Bible is always the best-selling book on the charts. No book ever any year beats the Bible in sales. Jesus' message still reigns number one. Church attendance has gone way up. I don't even know what the numbers are. Because people are interested. They want to find out what this man Charlie really stood for. Is it real? It was real enough for Charlie to take a bullet for it. He understood the risks. He got death threats all the time. All the time. How do I know that? I know people who know people, okay? I didn't know Charlie. I didn't even follow him on social media until literally about a week before he was assassinated, but which is just weird. But I want you to see just how, if you stand for something and that something is right and that something is truth, and you believe in that something, and you unashamedly speak that message, and there's only one truth message. It's Jesus Christ, by the way. You speak that message, it will spread. It will. You're planting seeds. It will spread. It will affect people's lives. So I want to encourage all of you out there who think that you haven't made a difference. You have. And I also want to akin this to, I want to relate this to, if you see the shirts that say, I am Charlie Kirk. Now, there's lots of people wearing these I am Charlie Kirk shirts. I want the church to get a vision of what that really looks like for the body of Christ. Because people are standing up for this message of Charlie Kirk, but Charlie Kirk's message was Jesus Christ. And if the church could just understand and get behind Jesus, the church would say, we are the body. The church is the body, and the church should say that and reflect that. Now, that's to take nothing away from Charlie's movement at all. Total respect there. But I wish people wouldn't just focus on Charlie Kirk. I wish they would focus on who Charlie Kirk focused on, and that this would spark a revival movement that would launch the church spreading like wildfire instead of just Charlie's message, if that makes sense. Like I said, all respect to Charlie for sure. I'm not belittling what he was doing, but I'm saying the perspective and the real focus should be focusing on what Charlie was focusing on, and that was Jesus. So I don't know, maybe somebody can make a shirt. Make a shirt, make $1 million off of it. I don't know. But we need to let the people understand what the church is supposed to look like for real. It's not supposed to be this hyped up marketing scheme that the church has become, because there's a lot that are just, marketing departments are huge in churches. Mega churches got massive money in marketing. And why? Why? How much marketing has Charlie Kirk had to do in the past 2 weeks? People have done it for him. And he has spread throughout the world. So maybe we should let God do a little bit more and maybe try to stay out of it a little bit and stop worrying about having to brand and sell our stupid T-shirts and hoodies and coffee mugs and stickers. And maybe we should just point straight toward the source of all things and say he is the way, the truth, and the light. And let it be that. And not have to worry about our stupid brand names in the mega churches. Make sure it says blah, blah, blah on whatever you're doing. Put a banner out. Put a billboard up. That's not it at all. That's why people hate the church, and that's why people don't want to go to church. But if you just speak the true message, the gospel of Jesus Christ, speak the message, and let it be the simple message that Charlie Kirk preached on his college campuses, and the same message that he ended up dying for, maybe this thing could spread. Maybe this thing would keep going and not lose momentum. So I don't know. Hopefully that hits home with some of you. And I really appreciate you guys being here and joining me for this episode of the Voracious Podcast. See you later.
Voracious. Voracious.